Hi everyone, welcome to Hypopressives with Alice. I'm Alice. Today we're going to be doing another lovely flow for prolapse symptoms. If you're a complete beginner, then have a little look in the description below. There are some ways we can help you there, but if you're already confident with your own practice, we're going to get started in standing position. So if you just want to check that your feet are a hand length apart, you're going to stretch your toes out and relax them. Keep your knees a little bit soft there. Check your pelvis is in neutral, so heel of the hand on your hip bones, fingertips down on your pubic bone there. That should be in a triangle facing forwards. And then we're going to lengthen through the top of the head with the ribs stacked over the pelvis there. Chin back a little there. Hands in first position and balance point a tiny bit towards the balls of the feet without scrunching your toes. Inhale. Exhale and lengthen. Breathing into the sides and into your back. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Going to hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs, and then we're going to overlap the hands and then just bring the arms all the way to the top nice and slowly. So careful not to arch your back as you bring your arms up. Just going to get a really lovely stretch through the vacuum there. You can separate your arms if you prefer and draw the shoulders down. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Two more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Overlap the hands if you want to, or keep them separate. Arms coming all the way to the top. Nice and slowly drawing your shoulders down. Feel that length through the waist there. Lovely. And then inhale. Exhale. Two more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. 360 all the way through the rib cage. Nice light exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. And again, overlapping your hands. Bring your arms to the top. Drawing your shoulders down. Lengthening through the waist there. Lovely. And then inhale when you're ready. On the exhale, we're going to come into diver position. So knees a little bit bent there, lengthening all the way through the top of the head, ribs stacked. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. You want to feel length all the way through your spine there. Balance point a tiny bit towards the balls of the feet without scrunching the toes. Eyeline is slightly down there. And then inhale when you're ready. Exhale, we're going to come into fourth diver position, looking up towards your belly button. Inhale. And exhale, shoulders away from your ears, elbows out. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So we're going to transition now. So if you just want to pop your hands down onto the floor, kneeling down, and then bringing your pelvis forwards and kneeling up. Okay, lovely. So we're going to do the arms coming up so you can get that lovely stretch as well through the vacuum again. Drop your pelvis at the back, rock your balance a tiny bit forwards, leading with your thighs there. Hands in first position. 2 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, so overlapping your hands, bringing them all the way to the top. Check your chin is back. You're going to draw your shoulders down there, eyes ahead there, lengthening through the waist. And then inhale. Exhale. Hands coming back down. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, so overlapping the hands. Arms are coming up. Draw the shoulders down. Feel spread between the shoulder blades at the back. Eyes ahead, lengthening through the waist. And then inhale when you're ready. Exhale, arms coming down. Lovely, and then one more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath, stretch your ribs. So overlapping the hands, arms coming all the way to the top and draw the shoulders down. Lovely. And then when you're ready, I'm going to take a breath here. So inhaling. And then exhale, we're going to draw back into quadruped position here and come into a static leg extension on the right side. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs. Feel that length through the spine. Vacuum will feel a little bit asymmetrical here. And then inhale when you're ready. Exhale, staying in the same position. Nice and strong through your shoulder girdle. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, and remember that your face is directly facing the floor, but you don't want to have dropped your head down, so you can really lengthen through the spine there. Lovely, and then inhale when you're ready. Exhale, we're going to switch over, so bring the right leg in, left leg coming out. Inhale, and exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Feel that length all the way through your spine. If you want to, you can pop your fingers so they're facing forwards or make fists. That's a little bit easier on the wrist there if you find it a little bit hard to do the repetitions here. And then inhale. Exhale. Lovely. We're just going to do one more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Again, feel that length through the spine. Elbows out, lovely and strong through the shoulder girdle here. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale. Exhale, bring that leg back in, and then we're going to come into diamond position. So if you just want to have your legs together, toes are tucked up, sit on a block if you need to, and then we're just going to open the knees to create this diamond shape here. Just your heels on the floor and they're touching. And then we're going to have the hands in first position here. We're going to do moving arms again. 2 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So we're going to overlap the hands. Bring the arms all the way to the top. Should really be able to feel that stretch and length and lift through the vacuum in this position. Lovely. You can give yourself a little bit more of a stretch through the arms if that's comfortable, or draw them down if you prefer. And then inhale. Exhale, arms coming back down. Lovely. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So overlapping the hands again, arms coming all the way to the top. Draw the shoulders down, or just create a little bit more length and extension through the arms there, lengthening through the waist. And then inhale and exhale. Lovely. Inhale and exhale. And then one more breath here, 360 all the way through the rib cage. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So overlapping the hands, arms coming all the way to the top. Draw your shoulders down. Eyes ahead. Lovely, and then inhale when you're ready. And then we're going to come down into bridge position and do 3 of these with moving arms as well, just to keep getting that feeling of length and stretch through the vacuum. So feet and knees hip distance apart, toes facing forwards and heels not too far away from you, because when you come up you want to have your knees pretty much above your ankles. Pressing your hands into the floor there, eyes to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale and lengthen. 360 breath all the way through your rib cage. And exhale. And then one more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, so tipping up, drawing up through your knees. And then bring your arms all the way to the top, reaching towards your fingertips there. Let your ribs just open. Pressing your feet a little bit into the floor there to stabilize. And then inhale. Exhale, coming down. Lovely. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So tipping up, drawing up through your knees. Arms coming up, reaching towards your fingertips there. This should feel really lovely. Lovely stretch and lift through the vacuum there. And then inhale. Exhale, coming down. And then one more breath. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So tipping up, drawing up through your knees. Arms coming up all the way to the top, reaching towards your fingertips there. Lovely. And then inhale. Exhale. We're going to add in a leg lift here. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So we're going to tip up, draw up, leave the arms where they are. Check your pelvis stays in the same position. Bring your right leg up into the air. Pop your hands back onto the floor just to stabilize there. Hold that for as long as is comfortable. And then inhale and exhale. Bring that leg down, slowly lower down. 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So tipping up, drawing up. Check your pelvis stays in the same position. Bring that left leg up into the air. Pop your hands back onto the floor to stabilize. Pushing that foot into the floor there. And then inhale. And exhale, coming down. We're just going to come into a floor stretch. So if you just want to stretch out the right leg, put the left leg over. Right hand nearest to your chin there. Inhale. And exhale. Check your ribs are down on the floor. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So arms coming up all the way to the top, nice and slowly. Careful not to arch your back as you come over. Stretch a little bit more if you want to there, or you can draw the shoulders down and have the elbows more out if you prefer. And then inhale. Exhale, bring your arms down. We're going to switch over. So right foot over your left hand nearest to your chin actually. If you did the other way around. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So again, arms are coming up. Feel that lovely sense of length and lift through the vacuum. Have your shoulders heavy on the floor. Lovely and open through the rib cage there. And then inhale when you're ready. Bring your arms down. You can hug your knees in. Slowly just rock from one side to the other. Coming up nice and slowly. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed that, a bit of a challenge with the breath variation, so let me know how you got on in the comments, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, bye.